Welcome to another live stream here on YouTube. It's Sports Bonanza John on Kick, Sports Kick John, winners bracket game in the College World Series. West Virginia, number 16 national seed. North Carolina, number 5 national seed. Winner moves to 2-0 and in pretty good shape to make the College World Series final. The loser will have to play on Tuesday in an elimination game. We will preview this game in just a moment. First of all, let's pray. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for looking over us, Lord, and please protect these players and fans alike. Please keep everyone safe, Lord, and please continue to look over all of us and do your will among all of us, Lord. And I ask and pray this in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. All right, Mountaineers and Tar Heels, both teams winning their openers. West Virginia picking up a 7-5 win in the College World Series opener on Friday against Troy. North Carolina picking up a 6-2 win over Ole Miss in their opener on Friday to get both teams to this winner's bracket game. As West Virginia and North Carolina set to do battle. Winner to 2-0 in the College World Series. West Virginia coming in as the number 16 national seed. North Carolina coming in number 5. North Carolina 51 wins this season. West Virginia coming in with 46 wins. So both these teams very, very good teams this year. Big East against Big 12 against ACC. We've already had one team go home from the College World Series. That was an elimination game earlier that preceded this one. And Ole Miss, one of 5 SEC teams in the College World Series field this year. But Ole Miss, an SEC school, was the first team to go home as they lost the elimination game earlier today. Troy with a 12-8 win over Ole Miss. So that eliminated Ole Miss from the College World Series, and Troy moves on to a Tuesday game against the loser of this one. That will be also an elimination game, this double elimination format, all throughout the regionals, super regionals, all throughout the NCAA tournament and College World Series. As we are just about 3 minutes away from first pitch between West Virginia and North Carolina. As let's go ahead and take a look at the batting order for the Mountaineers of West Virginia. Their batting order lines up this way. Leading it off and playing first base, Armani Guzman. Hitting second and catching is Gavin Kelly. In the number 3 spot is center fielder Paul Schoenfeld. Hitting cleanup tonight for West Virginia and DHing Sean Smith. Batting 5th in left field for West Virginia, Matthew Graveline. Hitting 6th and playing shortstop, Matt Enoch. Batting 7th at second base, Brody Kresser. Batting 8th and playing right field is Ben Lumsden. And rounding out the batting order, batting 9th for West Virginia will be third baseman Tyrus Hall. So again, West Virginia lines up like this. Top of the order for West Virginia, Armani Guzman, Gavin Kelly, Paul Schoenfeld. Middle third of the order, Smith, Graveline, and Enish. Brody Kresser, Bren Lumsden, and Tyrus Hall, the bottom third of the order. To round out the batting order for the Mountaineers of West Virginia. Another big crowd on hand in Omaha. For this winner's bracket game between West Virginia and North Carolina, this is the 13th. This is an interesting stat. This is the 13th overall appearance in the College World Series for North Carolina. They have yet to win a championship. Tar Heels definitely wanting to end that streak this year. Again, as I said earlier today in an elimination game, Troy 12-8 win over Ole Miss to eliminate the Ole Miss Rebels from the College World Series. As we're just about set for this one, as the night goes on, we will keep you updated on other scores around the sports world. We'll keep you updated on that Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final between Vegas and Carolina. Carolina can hoist the Stanley Cup with a win in that one. Keep you updated on the World Cup scoreboard and run down the Major League Baseball scoreboard for you as well as the night goes on. But just about set here in this one between the Mountaineers and the Tar Heels. By the way, I forgot to mention this. Pitching for North Carolina tonight is Ryan Lynch getting the start on the mound. 18th start of the season, 17th start of the season, 18th appearance, 5-4 record, 4.22 ERA, 33 walks, 82 strikeouts in 89 2/3 innings, and we are underway. The first pitch is ball one. To the leadoff batter for the Mountaineers, Armani Guzman, and the 1-0 pitch is inside. Now 2-0 to Guzman. Guzman on the season hitting .309. 1 home run, 42 runs batted in. 2-0 pitch right down the middle for strike one. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That is bounced foul, and that will run the count to 2-2. Crowd still filing in at Charles Schwab Field in Omaha on this early Sunday evening in Omaha, Nebraska. Here's the 2-2 pitch outside. That will fill the count, 3-2. Payoff pitch, that is ball four, and that's a leadoff walk to begin this game for West Virginia, and it will bring up Gavin Kelly, the number 2 hitter and the Mountaineer catcher. And team's leading hitter this season at .377, 17 home runs, 57 RBIs, team's leader in pretty much every offensive category. Leadoff walk has the leadoff man on for the Mountaineers. The pitch is inside for a ball. One-0 pitch. That hits the inside corner for strike one. That'll even the count, a ball and a strike. Another big crowd on hand in Omaha tonight. 1-1 pitch. That is right there for strike two. Comes the 1-2 pitch. That is hit to second base, and they'll take the sure out there at first. Second baseman there, Gavin Gallagher, considered going to second there, but decided he probably needs to get the sure out at first. And we have a runner at second with 1 out for West Virginia here in the first for the number 3 hitter, Paul Schoenfeld. .336 hitter, 4 home runs, 50 runs batted in this year for Schoenfeld. Strike 1. Runner in scoring position here in the first for West Virginia. Oh, 1 is high. That'll even the count of ball and a strike. A big stolen base threat at second base is Guzman. He has 39 steals this year. Has only been caught 3 times. The 1-1 is outside, 2-1 now. Guzman at second. See if he takes off on the 2-1. He does not, and the pitch is fouled away. And that will square the count at 2-2. Two pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Schoenfeld goes down swinging, and that's the second out, and it'll bring up the cleanup hitter, the DH, Sean Smith. Smith hitting .323 on the season, 10 home runs, 54 runs batted in. Comes up with a runner at second and 2 outs here in the first. The pitch is popped up, foul territory. That will stay in play. And it bounces foul. Boy, that ball was playable. I don't know if the catcher, Colin Hynek, lost that in the sun or what, but it just bounced right in front of him for a lazy foul ball, as it turned out. I just misplayed it. So it's an 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch. Hit foul, and Smith down 0-2. Guzman was off with that pitch, too, and had third base swiped easily. Oh, Anthony, I appreciate the subscription there. Anthony Manzano in the live chat. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. Appreciate you tuning in tonight. Here comes the 0-2. That's low. 1-2 now the count. When do you think we will see major changes in coaching staffs that are not in the World Series right now? The one that I'm wondering is going to come up is, I'll tell you after this pitch. Well, that's hit to second base. And the throw to first in time to retire the Mountaineers here in the first inning. They get a walk, but strand the runner at second. Bottom of the first coming, West Virginia nothing, North Carolina coming up. What I was going to say, the one I'm wondering, I don't think anything's going to happen, but I'm actually kind of surprised we haven't seen a couple right now. I'm interested to see what happens at LSU. Jay Johnson, I know he took over this in the end of his 6th year, I believe, there at LSU, and not even making the College World Series this year. I was wondering if Jay Johnson's seat is going to get a little warm there at LSU. Like I said, I'm surprised we haven't seen a couple coaching changes yet. But I'm still wondering. We may not see much movement right now, considering we're almost the end of the season. But we'll see how that plays out. That's a good question, though, Anthony. Let's take a look at the batting order for the Tar Heels here as they come to bat for the first time here at the bottom of the first. Leading it off will be the shortstop, Jake Schaffner. Hitting second and playing second base, Gavin Gallagher. Center fielder, Owen Hull, hitting third. DH and in the cleanup spot tonight is Macon Winslow. First baseman, Eric Paulson, batting fifth. At third base and batting sixth, Cooper Nicholson. Batting seventh and playing left field, Tyler Howe. Catcher Colin Hynek will hit eighth, and rounding out the batting order, batting ninth in right field is Carter French. So again, the top third, Jake Schaffner, Gavin Gallagher, Owen Hull. Middle third of the order, Macon Winslow, Eric Paulson, Cooper Nicholson. With the bottom third, Tyler Howe, Colin Hynek, and Carter French. Batting order tonight for North Carolina. Oh, Anthony, you're a Hurricanes fan. I don't anticipate a change this year. Miami's going to have to either in the transfer portal or some out of high. They're going to have to get some work, especially some pitching in the bullpen, because the bullpen was. I did actually that Miami-Florida game in the regional round in the College World Series where Florida hung, 21, 22 runs on them or whatever. The bullpen, very suspect. So Miami's going to have to find some pitching either in the portal or when they go recruit. Pitching tonight for West Virginia, Max Yale, 18 start of the season, 9-2 record, 2.1 ERA, 25 walks, 105 strikeouts in 90 innings. As Jake Schaffner will lead off the bottom of the first for North Carolina. First pitch, bottom one, outside for a ball. Schaffner, a .353 hitter this year, 6 home runs, 47 runs batted in. Junior out of Janesville, Wisconsin. One-0 pitch. There's a strike. 1-1. One is foul. Count goes to 1-2. Comes the 1-2 pitch. That is what do we have here? Foul ball. Looked like it was going to come inside and hit Schaffner, but it hit off the end of the bat. Actually hit him in the shoulder, but he swung the bat. They're calling it a foul ball. So another 1-2 pitch is down low, 2-2. Two. That's a bouncer to second and through into center field for a base hit. That'll be a leadoff single for the Tar Heels here in the bottom of the first for Jake Schaffner, and it will bring up Gavin Gallagher. Gallagher hitting .285 on the year, 12 home runs, 55 runs batted in. Pitch downstairs for ball one. There's a pickoff throw over to first. Not a real strong one. Schaffner does have 25 steals on the season, has only been caught 3 times. Gallagher had the go-ahead hit in North Carolina's opening round game against Troy. He bounces this one to third. There's the throw to second. One on to first. Not in time to turn 2. It is a 5-4 fielder's choice. And there's one out here in the bottom of the first. Gallagher a little bit too speedy there to turn 2 on. So runner first, one out for Owen Hull. Team's leading hitter at 388, 8 home runs, 82 runs batted in this year. And he puts it into left center field for a base hit. And that will put runners at first and second as Gallagher holds at second. And the Tar Heels with an early scoring chance with 2 on and 1 out here in the first. Brings up the cleanup hitter, Macon Winslow. Winslow hitting .289 on the year, 10 home runs, 57 runs batted in. So let's see if the Tar Heels can strike early on in this one. Ball one. Oh, now they're saying it hit him. Now they're calling it a hit by pitch. So that's going to load the bases. Here's a replay here. Oh, yeah, that did graze him on the top of the left foot. So bases are loaded for the Tar Heels for Eric Paulson. Paulson, a .291 hitter, 11 home runs, 54 runs batted in. Excellent early scoring chance for the Tar Heels. Bases loaded, 1 out. Yeah, that clearly hit him on the top of the foot. West Virginia challenged that hit by pitch call. This is not going to be a good challenge. They're not going to win this. So West Virginia is going to lose an early challenge here in this one. And they've already called it that it was a hit by pitch. So the bases are loaded for Paulson. Ball one. One 0 pitch. 2-0. There's no place to put him. Gavin Kelly going out to have a word with his pitcher Yell here. Two and 0 the count to Eric Paulson with the bases loaded. And that misses. It's 3-0. Yell in danger of giving up a bases-loaded walk here in the first. 3-0 pitch. Ball 4, it will walk in a run. 1-0 Tar Heels. Bases are still loaded for Cooper Nicholson. Nicholson, a .261 hitter. 16 home runs, 48 runs batted in. He is the team's leader in homers. Strike one. Oh, 1. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. That's a bouncer. That's going to get a run home for sure. There's the field by the pitcher Yelled. He throws to first for the out, but it will be an RBI ground out. And it makes it 2-0 North Carolina here in the first. Oh. First pitch swinging here into left field. And the catch made out there for the third out. But the Tar Heels plate 2 in the first on 2 hits and strand 2. End of 1 in Omaha in this winner's bracket game. Tar Heels lead at 2-0. Anthony, I'm on the live chat. I'm reading your question here about Clayton Kershaw, and I actually can't answer. That's a very good question that I actually do not have an answer for. That's a very good question that I cannot answer. Yeah, that's I'm actually reading up on that question you asked about Clayton Kershaw, and yeah, he ended up going to Dodgers, of course, but he had a full ride to Texas A&M, so I'm probably going to say he probably would have went ahead and gone through with that and been a Texas A&M Aggie. But, of course, getting drafted by the Dodgers, he elected to go that route. I guess he also had, reading on here, he also had offers from Stanford and Oklahoma State. Very good question. On we go to the second here. Early 2-run hole for the Mountaineers. First pitch swinging, hit to right field, and the catch made. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the Mountaineers second. As that was Matthew Graveline with a fly out to right. Matt Enish will be the batter. .296 hitter on the year. 4 home runs, 35 runs batted in. Ball 1, low and inside. Shadows now completely covering the mound and the home plate area. 1-0 pitch, that's inside, and it's 2-0 now, the count on Enish. There's a strike. 2-1. Two-one pitch lifted in the air on the infield. And the catch made by the shortstop, Jake Schaffner, for out number 2 here in the Mountaineers first. It will bring up Brody Kresser with the bases empty and 2 outs. Kresser, a .303 hitter, couple home runs, 33 runs batted in. Lynch delivers. Ball 1. One-0 pitch downstairs, 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. And that's off the plate. Now 3-0 to Brody Kresser. See if he has the green light here on 3-0 or is taken. He takes all the way, and it's a strike, 3-1. Three and 1 the count on Brody Kresser. And the 3-1 is bounced to second on one hop. And an easy 1-2-3 top of the second inning. For Ryan Lynch, we head to the bottom of the second. Tar Heels up 2-0. Winner of this game will be 2-0 and is going to be off until Wednesday. And in the driver's seat for a berth in the College World Series Championship Series. Loser of this game will play Tuesday afternoon in an elimination game against Troy. Troy eliminating Ole Miss earlier today, 12-8. A big 5th inning and a big 7th inning. The difference in that one as Troy moves on and lives to see another day. Couple games coming up tomorrow. We've got another elimination game tomorrow. Number 7 national seed Alabama, number 6 national seed Texas. That's an elimination game. And number 3 national seed Georgia and Oklahoma in a winner's bracket game tomorrow night. And you're coming in, SEC with 5 of the 8 teams in the College World Series field. They already lost one of those with Ole Miss getting eliminated earlier today. First pitch, bottom 2, strike 1 to Colin Hynek. .272 hitter, 10 home runs, 58 runs batted in. Strike one pitch. Swing and a miss. And Heineck down in the count, 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. That's called strike three on the outside corner. Heineck goes down looking for the first out here in the bottom of the second inning. Yale with his first strikeout of the night. And it will bring up Carter French. Number 9 hitter for North Carolina. .228 hitter. 13 runs batted in on the season. A bouncer over the head of third and into left field for a base hit. So that'll be a one-out single for Carter French here in the bottom of the second inning for North Carolina. And that resets the lineup to the top of the order, Jake Schaffner. With that ball, just enough bounce to get just over the head of the third baseman, Tyrus Hall. Even if he was able to field that ball, I don't know he would have been able to throw out French at first base. So runner at first and one out for the Tar Heels, already up 2-0. Pitch to Schaffner downstairs, ball one. Schaffner singled to lead off the bottom of the first for North Carolina. 1-0 pitch is a strike. That'll even the count 1-1. Throw over to first. French gets back safely. One pitch. That's hit into center field, and it's going to be caught out there in center for the second out. Paul Schoenfeld with the catch. And Gavin Gallagher will step up with a runner at first and 2 outs. Gallagher reached on a fielder's choice and scored one of the 2 North Carolina runs back in the first. Strike one on the outside corner. Oh, 1 pitch. Foul back, and it's 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. It's way outside, 1-2. One and 2 the count to Gavin Gallagher. 1-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3. Yell with his second strikeout. And the Tar Heels are done in the second. They pick up a hit, but strand a runner at first. We head to the third in Omaha. Tar Heels lead at 2-0. Give you a quick update on other sports action going on. Major League Baseball scoreboard. This one Major League Baseball score I want to pass along that came between the Rockies and the A's today. The Rockies hung 23 runs on the Athletics today and winning it 23-9. That is the most runs in a game the A's have given up in 71 years. That game was played in Las Vegas, which will be the future home of the Athletics, we think. There's still some legal issues, I think, going on between the A's and the city of Oakland, but I mean, the Rockies scored 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 3 in the fourth, 6 in the fifth, 4 in the seventh, and 5 in the eighth. It was just an offensive onslaught. For the Rockies today in Vegas against the A's. Of course, we got the World Cup going on. We'll run down that scoreboard here coming up during the next half inning. Of course, we got Stanley Cup Final Game 6 face-off here in about 25 minutes between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. Hurricanes can hoist the Stanley Cup out there in Vegas tonight with a win. Okay, back to this one. West Virginia third inning. Ben Lumsden will lead it off. And the first pitch, top 3, is a ball. Lumsden, 276 hitter on the season, 3 home runs, 19 runs batted in. 1-0 is lined into right field for a base hit. That's the first hit of the night for the Mountaineers. It's a leadoff single for Lumsden here in the top of the third. Brings up the number 9 hitter, Tyrus Hall. Tyrus Hall, a 284 hitter, 7 home runs, 38 RBIs. The pitch to Hall. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Strike 1 pitch is lined foul right side, and the count goes to 0-2. Tyrus Hall out of Victoria, British Columbia, junior on this Mountaineers team. Comes the 0-2. That's inside. 1-2 now the count on Tyrus Hall. Comes the 1-2. On the ground to first and playing it himself and stepping on the bag at first base for the out is Eric Paulson. Lumsden does advance to second on the ground out. And back now the top of the order for West Virginia, Armani Guzman. Drew a walk his first time up. Pitch to Guzman. Ball 1. One 0 pitch outside. 2-0. Guzman ready, and the 2-0 pitch to him. Here it comes. Up the middle, past the pitcher and into center field for a base hit. Lumsden rounding third, coming in to score. It's an RBI single for Guzman. And the Mountaineers cut the lead in half. It's now 2-1 here in the third. Boy, that was a rocket right through the pitcher's legs and into center field. Lumsden scored easily from second base. Tying run now at first for the Mountaineers as Gavin Kelly steps to the plate. Here's the pitch. That is lined into left center for a base hit. Guzman will hold at second. It's first and second with one out for West Virginia. They've got the bats going here in the third as Paul Schoenfeld will step up. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. Mountaineer fans on their feet in Omaha, and now the North Carolina bullpen looks like they're about to get going here. Pitching coach Bryant Gaines, who also serves as the associate head coach for North Carolina, going out to have a word with Lynch on the mound. Tar Heels are starting to get some, at least walking around going on down there in the bullpen as this pitch fouled off for strike one. Strike one pitch. That's inside. That'll even the count 1-1. Run in for the Mountaineers. Tying run is at second. Go-ahead runs on at first. Here with one out. The 1-1 is outside. 2-1 now the count on Schoenfeld. Cleanup hitter Sean Smith is on deck. And again, Guzman, 39 steals on the season. As he is the runner at second. There he goes. Pitch is outside. Throw to third late. Guzman with steal number 40. Oh, the third baseman for North Carolina thinks they had him, and he's asking for a replay. Cooper Nicholson, the third baseman there for North Carolina, he is adamant he got Guzman. Let's see here. Can't really tell from that angle. Here's a close-up view. Oh, he might be right. They just showed a close-up view. There's the ball in hand. There's the tag. Oh, yeah, I think he's right. I think Guzman's out looking at that replay. Unless did Guzman get his right hand in just prior to the tag. There is going to be a review here. West Virginia reviewed a play in the first and was unsuccessful, so they've already lost a challenge. And now North Carolina is going to challenge for the first time. Here's another view of it. There's the ball in glove. There's the tag. Now the question is, there's the ball. There's the tag. They're showing the review now. The question, does Guzman's, do a couple fingers on Guzman's right hand hit the bag prior to the tag being applied? It's close. This play is under review. If this stands, it's going to be a double steal. And West Virginia will have runners at second and third. If it's overturned, it'll be 2 outs with a runner at second. There's no question the tag was applied on the left arm. The only question is, did Guzman get a couple fingers on his right hand in prior to the tag? That is close. Here's the call. And he is out. So North Carolina is going to win this challenge. Guzman is out on the overturned ruling. So instead of second and third with 2 outs, or second and third with 1 out, it's a runner at second with 2 outs. And it's a 3-1 count and a foul ball to fill the count now, 3-2. Three-two payoff pitch is foul. Three-two pitch, that's foul, and we'll do it again. Three-two called, strike 3. That does it. West Virginia gets 1, but the caught stealing may have cost them a chance to tie it. We go the bottom of the third. Tar Heels lead this game 2-1. So that was a big overturn on the caught stealing at third. Tar Heels able to maintain the lead at 2-1. 2.5 in. Steering clear of college baseball for a minute here between innings. Let's run down the World Cup scores and schedule. Action so far. Earlier today, Curacao making their World Cup debut against Germany. And, well, not a successful debut for Curacao, to say the least. Germany wins it 7-1. That's a Group E game. Game in Group F, Netherlands and Japan, ends in a 2-2 draw. They are at halftime in the second Group E game, Ivory Coast and Ecuador. That game is scoreless. at halftime. And coming up later on tonight, in Group F, opener for Sweden and Tunisia. United States back in action in the World Cup on Friday against Australia. United States winning their opener the other day against Paraguay 4-1. So back here as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Owen Hull will lead it off for the Tar Heels here in the bottom of the third. '82 RBIs on the season for Hull. First pitch, bottom three, ball one. One-0 pitch hit foul. One pitch is a strike. One-two pitch. That is line foul. Third base side. Count stays 1-2. One-two, swing and a miss. The ball will get away. They'll have to throw down to first to complete the out, which they do for out number one. Swing and a miss here for strike one to Macon Winslow. Oh, 1 is a strike, and it's 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch hit foul. Count stays 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. Upstairs, 1-2. Winslow was hit by a pitch his first time up back in the first. It's a pitch that grazed the top of his foot. That West Virginia challenged and was unsuccessful. That's hit to second base, and the throw over to first for out number 2 here in the Tar Heel third. And Eric Paulson will step up. Bases empty and 2 outs. Paulson drew a bases-loaded walk in the first for the first run of the inning before the Tar Heels added a second. First pitch swing by Paulson into left and coming on, but unable to make the play. In left field is Matthew Graveline, and Paulson has himself a 2-out single. And the batter will be Cooper Nicholson. Nicholson with the RBI ground out in the first. Hit foul, third base side, strike one. A 1 pitch misses. Counts even 1-1. One pitch. Off the end of the bat, popped up on the infield. And the catch made for out number 3. That'll do it for the Tar Heels in the third. Get a 2-out single, but strand the runner. We head to the fourth in Omaha. Tar Heels lead the Mountaineers 2-1. Running down the Major League Baseball scoreboard for you here between innings. Marlins get to Paul Skeens today and beat the Pirates 4-2. Win that series. Padres win in Baltimore 5-2 over the Orioles. Nationals all over the Mariners today in the nation's capital 10-1. Yankees with 5 in the 8th to beat the Blue Jays and take that series 8-3. Diamondbacks beat the Reds in Cincinnati 5-3. Mets 8, Braves 1. Royals shut out the Astros 4-0, avoid the sweep in that series. White Sox beat the Dodgers 6-4 to take that series over the Dodgers. Brewers shut out the Phillies 4-0. Twins 5, Cardinals 4. Giants over the Cubs in the Bay Area today, 5-1. Rays beat the Angels 8-3. Told you earlier about that Rockies 23-9 win over the A's today in Las Vegas. And a game in progress, Sunday Night Baseball, top of the third at Fenway Park. Rangers lead the Red Sox 4-2. Postponed today, Detroit and Cleveland. They'll play a doubleheader in September. Here in the top, as we head to the top of the fourth inning in Omaha, winners bracket game of the College World Series. It is 2-1 Tar Heels over the Mountaineers. First pitch, top 4 to Sean Smith is a ball. Smith 0 for 1 in the game so far. (1-0) line foul left side. Counts now 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1. Two-one pitch to Smith. That's outside. Counts now 3-1. 3-1 pitch. That's ball 4, and Smith draws a leadoff walk here in the top of the 4th inning. And it will bring up Matthew Graveline. Graveline 0 for 1 in the game. And the pitch to him is ball 1. Lynch having a problem finding the strike zone here in the 4th. 5 of the first 6 pitches of the inning been out of the zone. It's the 1-0 pitch. That misses. It's 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. There, it's right down the middle for strike 1. 2-1 now the count on Matthew Graveline. Comes the 2-1 pitch. That's right there for a strike. 2-2. Two pitch on the way. Bounce foul. Count stays 2-2. Another 2-2 pitch. That's lined into right center. That's going to get down. Rounding second, heading to third is Smith, and the Mountaineers have 2 on with nobody out here in the top of the 4th. Tying run 90 feet away. Matt Enish will be the batter. Mountaineers looking to at least get even here in the 4th. Enish popped out his first time up. That's on the ground to second. That's going to be a 4-6-3 double play, but it is going to tie the game as Smith comes in to score. And we are 2-2. So Enish grounds into a double play, but in the process is able to tie it up as Smith comes in to score. Brand new ball game, 2-2. And Brody Kresser steps up and hits it foul for strike 1. Enish does not get credit for an RBI on that since he hit into a double play. 0-1 is a strike. 0-2. I have never understood that rule. I mean, yes, you hit into a double play, 2 outs on the play, but if a run scores, I have never understood why you don't get an RBI credited for that. 0-2 pitch is low. 1-2. 1-2 is low. 2-2. Two-two pitch is a high bounce too short. Throw over to first in time to end the inning, but the Mountaineers tie it. With a run, we go the bottom of the fourth. Brand new ball game. 2-2, Mountaineers and Tar Heels. In the North Carolina fourth inning, going to be the bottom of the order. Tyler Howe, Colin Hynek, and Carter French. Both teams with 2 runs, both teams with 4 hits. So Tyler Howe will lead it off here at the bottom of the fourth for North Carolina. Howe steps up. He flied out to left his first time up back in the first. Strike 1. Strike 1 pitch. Misses. 1-1. One pitch, swing and a miss. 1-2. One-two pitch, that's high. Counts even. 2-2. Two-two pitch. Just missed. Full count. Payoff pitch to Tyler Howe. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. One down here in the bottom of the fourth. Fourth strikeout for Max Yell. And he'll bring up Colin Hynek. Hynek was a strikeout victim his first time up. Strike 1. A 1 pitch is foul, and that moves the count to 0-2. 0-2 pitch hit foul. Count stays 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch, way high, 1-2. One, two, that misses high as well. 2-2. Two pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Max Yell. That's 5 in the game now. And here's Carter French. French singled his first time up. That was back in the second inning. Ball 1. One 0 pitch, that's a strike. Counts even 1-1. One, that's a strike. 1-2 now. The count on French. One, two pitch. Lined into center field for a base hit. 2-out single for Carter French. Resets it to the top of the order, Jake Schaffner. Schaffner 1 for 2. With a single in the game, there's a pickoff throw over to first. And another throw to first. French over there at first base is 5 for 6 on stolen base attempts this year. And the pitch is popped up on the infield. The catch made by the third baseman, Tyrus Hall, to end the inning. 2-out single, but the Tar Heels strand the runner at first. On we go to the 5th. Winners bracket game in the College World Series. All square, West Virginia and North Carolina 2-2. Eight, 9, and 1 hitters due up for West Virginia: Lumsden, Hall, and Guzman. So we head to the 5th in a 2-2 game. Ben Lumsden to lead off the 5th and take strike one. 0-1 is a strike at the knees. It's 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch is on the ground to short. Easy play over to first in time, and there's the first out here in the top of the 5th inning. Number 9 hitter Tyrus Hall grounded out his first time up, takes low for ball 1. One 0 pitch is a strike. Counts even 1-1. Hall grounds it to first. Easy play, and taking it to the bag himself is Eric Paulson for out number 2. Lineup resets to the top now, and Armani Guzman. Guzman is 1 for 1. RBI single in the 3rd, and he walked in the 1st. Ball 1 to Guzman. And now time called prior to the 1-0 pitch. Catcher Colin Hynek going over to the North Carolina dugout. Like an equipment repair going on. They are underway in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals, and not even 4 minutes into the first period, Carolina already with a goal, so the Hurricanes lead at 1-0. A Hurricanes win tonight. They are Stanley Cup champions for the 2nd time. 20 years ago was their prior Stanley Cup back in 2006. Back going here, and Guzman sends the 1-0 pitch right up the middle for a base hit. So Guzman has reached base all 3 times tonight for West Virginia. And it will bring up Gavin Kelly. Fifth hit for the Mountaineers. And that looks like it might be all she wrote on the mound for Lynch. Head coach Scott Forbes out to the mound. Walker McDuffie is in the bullpen for North Carolina, and into the game he's going to come. So that's going to do it for Lynch. After 4 2/3 innings, gave up 2 runs, both of them earned, 5 hits. Walked 2, struck out 2. But the Tar Heels go into the bullpen, and Walker McDuffie coming in to pitch. McDuffie on for the 37th time this year, 8-3 record. 3.44 ERA, 38 walks, 82 strikeouts in 65 1/3 innings. Lynch is responsible for the runner at first base. So the Mountaineers have the go-ahead runner on at first with 2 outs. McDuffie to face Gavin Kelly with a runner at first and 2 outs. Guzman again, 39 steals on the season. He was thrown out trying to steal third earlier in the game. And it's ball 1 to Gavin Kelly. Kelly singled back in the third, and he's also grounded out. 1-0 pitch inside corner, 1-1. A swing and a miss. 1-2. The count on Gavin Kelly. Comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss. McDuffie gets the strikeout to get out of the inning. Mountaineers strand a runner. Midway point as we go bottom 5, Mountaineers and Tar Heels. 2-2. Going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for North Carolina. Gallagher, Hull, and Winslow in the bottom of the 5th. Off we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Gallagher to lead it off for the Tar Heels. Oh for 2 in the game so far. Both teams with 2 runs. Both teams with 5 hits. Here we go. First pitch, bottom 5. Ball 1. Gallagher's reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run. That was back in the first. Struck out his last time up. 1-0 check swing, no swing, says the first base umpire, and that will make the count 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Strike 1. 2-1. Comes the 2-1. That is lifted into foul territory. It will stay in play, and the catch is made by Guzman for the first out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So a foul out by Gallagher brings up Owen Hull. Hull singled in the first and struck out in the third. Here's the pitch. Ball 1. Comes the 1-0. Strike 1. Counts even 1-1. That is on the ground. Nice play there at third base, and the throw to first is made. It was a play made defensively by Hall. It was a wild throw to first base, but according to the first base umpire, Guzman kept his foot on the bag. We may have a review here. Oh my gosh, he is out. The throw was wide. Guzman came off the bag, but then got his toe on the first base bag prior to Hull getting to first base. That is a heck of a play by Guzman at first base. North Carolina is challenging, but I don't think they're going to win this. And it is confirmed he is out. Yeah, that's a heck of a play by Guzman. Off a bad throw. There, the throw is wide. He comes off the bag momentarily, but then somehow got his toe down on the bag prior to Hull getting to first base. That's a whale of a play. Keep that play in mind. Later on this game, strike 1. To Macon Winslow. Winslow was hit by a pitch in the first. He grounded out in the third. Strike 1 pitch. Strike 2. It's 0-2 on Winslow. 0-2 pitch, hit foul. Count stays 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch outside, 1-2. One, two, swing and a miss, strike 3. And the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down go the Tar Heels in the 5th. We head to the 6th. Still a 2-2 game, West Virginia and North Carolina. Both teams have lost a challenge in this game, so both teams have 1 challenge remaining. In the West Virginia 6th inning, it'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Schoenfeld, Smith, and Graveline. Don't know the exact schedule, but live streams will continue with College World Series action all week long. Championship Series in the College World Series will begin on Saturday. Winner of this game will be just 1 win away from advancing to the Championship Series. Got 2 games coming up tomorrow. 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 1 o'clock Central, an elimination game between number 7 Alabama and number 6 Texas. That'll be followed by a winner's bracket game at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, number 3 Georgia against Oklahoma. That's the 2 games on the schedule tomorrow. Troy eliminated Ole Miss earlier today, 12-8. First pitch, top 6, is a strike to Paul Schoenfeld. Schoenfeld's 0 for 2 with a couple strikeouts. And the pitch is bounced to second, and the play made over at first, and there's 1 down here in the West Virginia 6th inning. Brings up Sean Smith. 0 for 1. He has walked in this game tonight. That's up the middle for a base hit, and Smith is aboard with a 1-out single. Mountaineers have the go-ahead run on here in the top of the 6th with 1 out. And Matthew Graveline will be the batter. Graveline 1 for 2 with a single back in the 4th. Duffy's pitch to Graveline, hit foul, strike 1. A 1 pitch outside, 1-1 now the count. Wondering about stolen bases. Sean Smith over there at first base has stolen 6 bases this year. Pitch is outside, now 2-1. Two one. Hits the outside corner, strike 2. Two and 2 the count on Graveline. And a throw to first. Smith back in. Two is low. That will fill the count. 3-2. Payoff pitch is a ball. The throw goes into center field, but it's not going to be far enough for Smith to advance another base. So that walk puts runners at first and second. The batter will be Enish. Popped out and hit into a double play, although that hit into a double play in the fourth brought in a run that has brought us to this 2-2 game. Strike 1. Runners at first and second with 1 out. The 0-1 is low, 1-1 to Enish. One pitch. On the ground to second. There's the throw to second, 1 on to first. Double play. Enish hits into a double play for the second time in this game. West Virginia strands 1. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It is still 2-2, Mountaineers and Tar Heels. Five, 6, and 7 hitters due up for North Carolina. Paulson, Nicholson, and Howe in this 2-2 game. First pitch, bottom 6, strike 1. Comes the strike 1 pitch, downstairs, 1-1. One. In the air to left center. That's playable out there, and the catch made by Graveline for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Batter will be Cooper Nicholson. Ground out and a pop out tonight for Nicholson. That's hit foul for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. That's way high. 1-1. One pitch, hit foul. 1-2. 1-2 pitch upstairs, 2-2. 2-2 hit foul. 2-2, that misses. Count runs full, 3-2. Another payoff pitch, 3-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Nicholson strikes out, 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll bring up Tyler Howell. Howell fly out and a strikeout tonight, 0 for 2. First pitch misses high, ball 1. One 0 pitch misses, 2-0 now. Two 0 pitch sent in the air to center field on the warning track. The catch is made by Paul Schoenfeld for the 3rd out. Tar Heels done in the 6th. We head to the late innings. Inning number 7, 2-2, Mountaineers and Tar Heels. Here in the 7th inning for West Virginia, it'll be the bottom third of the order. Kresser, Lumden, and Hall in a 2-2 deadlock. Nearing the end of the first period, Game 6, Stanley Cup Finals, 1-0 Hurricanes leading the Golden Knights. Once again, a Carolina win. They hoist the Stanley Cup. Brody Kresser to lead it off here in the 7th. He is 0 for 2 in this game so far. First pitch, top 7, fouled back, out of play, strike 1. Strike 1 pitch, lined right to second base, and the catch is made by Gallagher for out number 1. One down brings up Ben Lumsden. Lumsden is 1 for 2. Single and scored one of the 2 Mountaineer runs. That pitch misses, ball 1. One-zero pitch, swing and a miss. 1-1. One pitch misses outside. Counts now 2-1. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Counts even 2-2. Two is outside. That'll fill the count. Walker McDuffie has been very good for North Carolina since coming in out of the bullpen with 2 outs in the 5th inning. 3-2 called, strike 3 on the outside corner. McDuffie with his second strikeout. Strike 1. To Tyrus Hall. Couple ground outs in the game. Strike 1 pitch, swing and a miss. 0-2 now on Hall. Carolina fans rise to their feet. 0-2 is outside, 1-2. One-two pitch misses upstairs, 2-2. Two-two pitch. That is lined into left. That's going to fall for a base hit. Hall with a 2-out single here in the 7th inning. And that brings us back to the top of the order in Armani Guzman. Guzman is 2 for 2, couple singles, and he's also reached on a walk. There's a pickoff throw to first. Another pickoff throw to first. Here's the pitch to Guzman. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Oh, 1 pitch. Upstairs, 1-1. One and one the count. Guzman with 2 outs. Go ahead run on at first for the Mountaineers. 1-1 pitch. Downstairs, 2-1. Gavin Kelly is on deck. Two and one the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-2. And Hall is going to steal second base. So Hall with the stolen base gets himself into scoring position with 2 outs. And it is a 2-2 count. And the pitch is hit foul. So more than likely, a base hit to the outfield here gives the Mountaineers the lead. With that stolen base by Hall, that was his 20th steal of the season. Big moment in this game right now. 2-2 pitch is lined into right field. It is going to be caught as it was hit right to the right fielder, Carter French, and the Tar Heels get out of it. Mountaineers strand a runner at second. Stretch time in Omaha. Mountaineers and Tar Heels, 2-2. North Carolina has not done much offensively since that first inning where they scored both of their runs. They will have the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Heineck, French, and the top of the order, Schaffner. In the bottom of the 7th, a good one here in this winner's bracket game. So bottom 7 here. Colin Heineck will lead it off for the Tar Heels. First pitch, bottom 7. Strike 1. 0-1 pitch is foul. 0-2. So back to the box. Goes Heineck after having a word with his manager, Forbes. 0-2, way high, 1-2. Heineck has struck out both his bats tonight. 1-2 pitch. On the ground to third, and it's a bobble by Hall, and he'll have to eat it. So the leadoff man on for the Tar Heels. See how they score that. It took a little bit of a bad hop. And now the infield as well as pitching coach coming out to the mound here for West Virginia. They gave Hall an error on that, so that'll be an E5. So the leadoff man on for the Tar Heels here in the bottom of the 7th. And the batter's Carter French. French is 2 for 2 tonight with a couple singles. He shows bunt here and gets it down. They'll throw to second, and they get the lead runner. Kelly got it immediately and immediately fired to second base, and the Mountaineers erased the lead runner. That's knowing the situation right there if you're Gavin Kelly. So now 1 out and a runner at first. There's a pickoff throw. Back to the top of the order, Jake Schaffner. Another throw to first. Schaffner's 1 for 3 tonight with a single. Pitch to him is a strike. 0-1. On the ground, a second. That might be 2. That's a bobble at second base. And the throw to first is late. What looked like it might be a double play, they end up getting no outs. And that's the second error of the inning on West Virginia. This error will go to Brody Kresser. Boy, that was going to be a tailor-made 4-6-3 double play. And Kresser just absolutely booted it. So an ample chance for the Tar Heels on 2 West Virginia errors in the inning. And Gavin Gallagher is the batter. Ball 1. Gallagher 0 for 3 tonight. Throw over to second base. West Virginia bullpen starting to stir. 1-0 pitch hit foul, and that will even the count of ball and a strike. See, that is warming in the bullpen for West Virginia. It's like Reese Bassinger warming up in the pen. 1-1 pitch is foul, and the count goes to 1-2. Comes the 1-2 pitch. Lined into right center field. That's going to be it down into the gap. Tar Heels are going to plate 2. It's going to be a 2-run double, and it's 4-2 North Carolina. And the 2 errors do indeed come back to bite West Virginia here in the bottom of the 7th. Gallagher ends up at third. I said an RBI 2-run double, and it's going to be a 2-run triple for Gavin Gallagher. Four 2 North Carolina. Foul ball here for strike 1 to Owen Hull. So the 2-run triple by Gallagher breaks the tie. Oh, 1 pitch is bounced up the middle for a base hit. This will be an RBI single for Hull, and it's 5-2 North Carolina. Floodgates have opened here in the bottom of the 7th for the Tar Heels. Here's Macon Winslow. Winslow bounces it to third. That's going to be a tough play. Quick throw to first is in time to get Winslow for the second out. Tyrus Hall fielded that ball and immediately fired down to first base to get the out. Two down now and a runner at second. And the batter will be Eric Paulson. And he takes strike one. That was pitch number 100 on the night for Max Yell. Ran into some tough luck here in the bottom of the 7th as a couple of defensive errors in the inning. Oh, 0-2 pitch hit foul. Count stays 0-2. A 3-run bottom of the 7th has broke this tie for North Carolina. Oh, 0-2 pitch. In the air to left center. Coming on and making the catch for West Virginia is the center fielder Schoenfeld to end the inning. But North Carolina picks up 3 on 2 West Virginia errors that ended up being costly. We head to the 8th. Tar Heels looking to punch their ticket to the winner's bracket final. 5-2 over the Mountaineers. Update on those games in progress in the Stanley Cup Finals and the Sunday night MLB game. Underway in the second period in Vegas, it's still 1-0. Hurricanes leading the Golden Knights. And in Sunday night baseball, Rangers lead the Red Sox at Fenway 6-3. Top of the 7th inning. None of those 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th for North Carolina were earned. So we head to the 8th. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for West Virginia. Gavin Kelly will lead it off. Another big crowd at Charles Schwab Field in Omaha on a Sunday evening. West Virginia has 6 outs left to try to come from a 3-run deficit, or else they will face an elimination game on Tuesday. Loser of this game to face Troy on Tuesday afternoon. First pitch, top 8, ball 1. Walker McDuffie back to work on the mound for the Tar Heels. 1-0 pitch is hit to third on a line, 1 out. That was caught on the line by Cooper Nicholson. Batter will be Paul Schoenfeld. Couple strikeouts and a ground out tonight. Ball 1. One 0 pitch. Line foul. Counts now 1-1. One pitch misses outside. 2-1 now. Two one pitch is a strike. 2-2. Two pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Two down, and it'll bring up Sean Smith. And the first pitch to Smith off the plate for ball 1. One 0 pitch is in tight. 2-0. Two 0 pitch right there for strike 1. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Carolina fans on their feet. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1-2-3, go the Mountaineers in the 8th. Tar Heels 3 outs away from a berth in the bracket final. 5-2 as we go the bottom of the 8th. Be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Tar Heels. Nicholson, Howe, and Heineck due up. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for North Carolina. Two runs, 7 hits, 2 very costly errors for West Virginia. First pitch, bottom 8, strike 1. Update from the FIFA World Cup. Ivory Coast with a late stoppage time goal beats Ecuador 1-0. 0-1 pitch is fouled off the mask of the catcher Kelly. It's 0-2. If West Virginia does not come back here, they are not eliminated. This is a double elimination tournament. 0-2 pitch misses 1-2. The loser here will face Troy, which will be an elimination game on Tuesday afternoon. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's low. 2-2. Two-two pitch that misses outside. That'll fill the count. 3-2. Payoff pitch. Line into left field for a base hit, and that'll be a leadoff single for Nicholson here in the bottom of the 8th. We'll bring up Tyler Howell. And the question, will that be the end of the road tonight for Max Yell? It's at 109 pitches, and that looks like it's going to be it. Well, all right, now it's just a meeting on the mound. Are they going to let Yell stay out here? That is going to be it. Fine effort out there on the mound tonight for Max Yell, but had a couple fielding errors by his defenders in the 7th inning. It cost him 3 runs in that 7th. So he goes 7+. Allows 5 runs, just 2 earned because of those errors. 8 hits, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. But he stands to be the hard luck loser of this one if the Mountaineers do not come back. Reese Bassinger was coming into the game to pitch. "109 pitches on the night for Max Yell. when West Virginia comes to bat in the 9th inning, they're going to have the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Graveline, Enish, and Kresser. The 7th inning is the difference in this one. 2 costly West Virginia fielding errors open the floodgates for a 3-run bottom of the 7th for North Carolina. By the way, the numbers on Reese Passenger, he's on for the 29th time. 4-3 record, 3.23 ERA, 18 walks, 56 strikeouts, and 55 2/3 innings. And now a bunt put down, and Passenger will take the sure out at first. Sacrifice successful. For Tyler Howe. Advances an insurance run over to second. And that will bring up Colin Hynek. Hitless in 3 at-bats tonight. Strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Strike 2. Hynek did reach on one of the 2 errors in the 7th inning. 0-2 is outside and low, 1-2. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. High end. Hynek goes down swinging for the second out. It'll bring up Carter French. French is 2 for 3, singled twice, and hit into a fielder's choice. Ball 1. One 0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. Two 0 pitch. On the ground, foul, first base side, 2-1. Comes the 2-1. Ball 3. Three 1 pitch outside, ball 4, and the inning continues. Back to the top of the order now, and Jake Schaffner. Schaffner is 1 for 4 with the single back in the first inning. Reached on a fielder's choice error last inning. A 1 will get away from the catcher, and advancing on to second will be French. Probably going to be a pass ball. I believe. Okay, we're going to have an intentional walk here to Schaffner to load the bases. That will set up the force play. So they're loaded with 2 outs following the intentional walk, and here's Gallagher. 1 for 4 on the night. Had the 2-run triple that broke the tie last inning as he fouls this one off. He's now in a down 0-2. Gallagher's 2-run triple is the game-winning hit right now. And now he's up with the bases loaded and 2 outs. 0-2 pitch. In the air to center field. Coming on. And a diving catch in center field by Schoenfeld to keep the game at 3 runs. North Carolina leaves the bases loaded. We go to the 9th. Mountaineers need a 3-run rally. They trail at 5-2. Again, it'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Graveline, Enish, and Kresser. Mountaineers need 3 to avoid falling into an elimination game on Tuesday. Will Walker McDuffie be on to close this out? He's the pitcher of record on the winning side. Tough luck pitcher on the losing side right now is Max Yell. Defense, fielding let Yell down in that 7th inning. So it will be Matthew Graveline to lead it off here in the Mountaineer 9th inning. So here's Graveline. He singled in the 4th and walked in the 6th. McDuffie on to try to close this out for the Tar Heels. Ball 1 as we're underway, top 9. Mountaineers will need to get 2 runners on. Try and get the tying run to the plate. And that pitch misses, so Graveline ahead 2-0 here to lead off the 9th. 2-0, there's a strike. 2-1. Two one pitch, strike 2. West Virginia dugout didn't care for that strike 2 call. And unlike Major League Baseball, there's no ABS challenge in the college game, at least not yet. And now time called prior to the 2-2 pitch. Caden Glauber is up loosening for the Tar Heels in the bullpen just in case McDuffie runs into problems here in the 9th. Two pitch. Jammed him. That's hit back to the pitcher. And the throw to first in time. There's the first out here in the top of the 9th. And they'll bring up Enish. Enish 0 for 3. He has grounded twice into a double play tonight. He's also popped out. Ball 1. North Carolina bullpen back empty again. 1-0, that misses. It's 2-0. Pitch misses again. It's 3-0. I do think Caden Glauber is ready to come in if he is needed. Which, if this is a 4-pitch walk, might be now. 3-0, strike. 3-1. Three-one pitch right down the middle, and that'll fill the count. 3-2. Carolina fans all on their feet. 3-2 pitch, just missed. Ball 4. I think Walker McDuffie thought he had the strikeout there. Oof. So it is a walk to Enish, and it'll bring up Brody Kresser. Couple ground outs and a line out tonight for Kresser. Mountaineers need to get one more base runner on to get the tying run to the plate. Ball 1. Glauber is back up in the bullpen, but he looks ready. 1-0 pitch. Strike 1. McDuffie out of the bullpen is now at 61 pitches. So how much more does he have left in the tank? 1-1. Strike 2 at the knees. Kresser didn't care for that call, it didn't look like. 1-2 pitch to Brody Cresser. Bounce foul. Another 1-2 pitch from McDuffie to Cresser. Lined into right. That's a base hit. And the Mountaineers are going to bring the tying run to the plate. In the person of Ben Lumsden. Lumsden 1 for 3 on the night. And this is going to do it for McDuffie. Head coach Scott Forbes coming on. He's going to bring on Glauber. So Walker McDuffie exits after 3 2/3 innings. Two hits allowed, no runs yet. The 2 on are his responsibility. 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. But it's going to be up to Caden Glauber right now for North Carolina. Try and close this out and send the Tar Heels to the bracket final. Glauber on for the 27th time. 11-0 on the season. 2.14 ERA. He's got 4 saves, looking for number 5. 38 walks, 101 strikeouts in 84 innings. Ben Lumsden will be the batter for the Mountaineers. He represents the tying run. So it's gotten interesting here in the 9th. McDuffie still stands to get the win if the Tar Heels hang on here. It would be his 9th win of the season. Caden Glauber, just a freshman. So 2 on with 1 out for West Virginia. And Ben Lumsden stepping to the plate. Lumsden 1 for 3, singled in the 3rd. He's grounded out and struck out. Now the West Virginia fans come to their feet. First pitch from Glauber, ball 1. Comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1 now. 1-1 pitch upstairs, 2-1. Comes the 2-1. That's inside, 3-1. Tyrus Hall is on deck. The 3-1 foul. Full count. The full count pitch. Got him! 2 outs. Got Lumsden to chase. And it's up to Tyrus Hall for the Mountaineers. Hall is 1 for 3. Singled his last time up in the 7th. He's grounded out twice. He represents the last hope for West Virginia in this game. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Strike 1 pitch from Glauber. Swing and a miss. And now the Mountaineers down to their final strike. If Glauber's going to throw one more heater, as he's done to Hall the first 2 pitches. 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3. And the Tar Heels win it 5-2 and advance to the bracket final on Wednesday. Mountaineers did what they needed to. They got the tying run to the plate in the 9th. But back-to-back strikeouts for Glauber closes it out. And North Carolina, who's in their 13th College World Series but have yet to win it, is 1 win away from advancing to the championship series in the College World Series. 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors for North Carolina. They left 9 on base. 2 runs, 8 hits, 2 very costly errors for West Virginia. They stranded 7. Walker McDuffie gets the win. He is now 9-3 on the season. Caden Glauber picks up save number 5. Tough luck loss tonight for Max Yale. He falls to 9-3. As North Carolina picks up win number 52 on the season and is 1 win away from a berth in the College World Series finals. West Virginia will now have an elimination game against Troy, who they beat to open the College World Series on Friday. That will be an elimination game at 2 Eastern, 1 Central on Tuesday. Well, this was a fun one tonight. It got interesting in the 9th inning, but North Carolina wins it 5-2, game-winning hit, the 2-run triple by Gavin Gallagher in the bottom of the 7th inning that broke the 2-2 tie and made it 4-2 North Carolina. They added an insurance run, which made it 5-2, which was our final score here tonight. Two more College World Series games coming up for you tomorrow. Starts with an elimination game at 2 Eastern, 1 Central. 7 seed Alabama, 6 seed Texas. And that'll be followed by a winner's bracket game tomorrow night at 7 Eastern, 6 Central with number 3 Georgia against Oklahoma. Winner of that Georgia-Oklahoma game advances to the bracket final in the College World Series. Before I sign off for the night, let's take one more look at games in progress. And in the Stanley Cup final, Hurricanes have added a second period goal. They have now reached the second intermission, 2-0 Carolina over Vegas. So the Hurricanes are just 20 minutes away from hoisting the Stanley Cup for the second time. First time was 20 years ago. Vegas will need a two-goal rally in the third period to try and force a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Finals. And an update on Sunday Night Baseball before I sign off. Top of the ninth inning at Fenway. Rangers lead the Red Sox 6-4. That is action still ongoing in the sports world. That's going to wrap it up for me here tonight. Again, my name is John, Sports Bonanza John on YouTube. If you do like my content, really would appreciate a like and subscribe. Appreciate my man Anthony Manzano for the subscription tonight. Also on Kick at Sports Kick John. You can follow me there. I'll be back with you throughout the week for more College World Series action. Don't know exactly what days or what times I'm going to be on yet. I'll try to keep an update on my page on that and when I know more. But we'll have definitely more College World Series action for you coming up this week here on the live stream. North Carolina wins at 5-2. They're one win away from a berth in the College World Series finals. West Virginia will now take on Troy in an elimination game on Tuesday. Appreciate you joining me, everyone, and I will talk to you here down the week for more College World Series action. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. God bless.